Hey everybody, Anish here, career coach to the fiercely ambitious. Back at you today with a special video and a training on 4 habits, all right, 4 ways in which high achievers gain an unfair advantage. And I'm really excited to share this with you guys. Really excited to go deep in this way because I think it's something that so many of us can use right now to get a much better result and a better outcome wherever you are in your career. But just let's start here, okay? Your biggest dreams, your biggest plans of where you want to go, as long as they just stay here, they're never going to work. Trust me, I know. There were many years in my life, and I still carry this belief around that, you know what, I'm a lone wolf. You know what I mean? I'm so capable, I can just do all of this all on my own. And the truth is, as long as it's a private dream, as long as I'm not sharing it, as long as I'm not taking actions towards actively testing that out there in the world and seeing whether there's validity, all it is, straight up, is mental masturbation. That's all it is. Nothing's happening. You're not changing anything. Nothing's going on. So here's a simple way that you can change that and send a message to the universe right now that, nope, I am serious about making this happen. If you're watching this video on YouTube, take a look at the right side, the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You should see an option to subscribe to our channel. Subscribe so that you can be updated on the next of these trainings so that you can go further down this pattern. If you're watching this on LinkedIn, right? Take a look at my little icon there. Click it, follow me, right? So you can be apprised of the next time that I'm posting this stuff, right? We have a mission here, okay? Change 10,000 lives just like yours for the better. Change them in a way that makes them the ones who call the shots over their professional destinies. Make them the ones who get to carve out whatever life they want so that you're not spending your whole life on the beck and call like a good little subservient slave to these HR people, these recruiters, these people who couldn't care less about you or your family. If you know that you deserve better, take an action right now. Now, on to the training, okay? Number one, and I truly believe that a huge mental pitfall we have is we look at our heroes and we say, oh, these people are such geniuses. You know what I mean? Like they're so complex that I could never hope to compete. In my experience, all right, having worked with people now for well over a decade across the spectrum at the highest levels of leadership, I can tell you it's usually not complexity, it's depth. True high achievers, they didn't over-complexify their life. In fact, it's usually the opposite. They go really deep, hyper deep with simple principles. They go further, in other words, not more. They go further and focused. And here are 4 big ones, okay? Number 1, high achievers tend to be ridiculously biased towards victory. They know that when they're trying to achieve something, right? The last thing you want to be is an impartial, journalist or devil's advocate. Let me talk myself out of all of the ways this is not going to work. Let me try to figure out all and undercut all of the things that I'm doing. No, it's exactly the opposite. All they focus on is the best of what they can do. All they focus on is all of the ways our company is going to be permanently transformed on the other side. I'm not thinking about 50 ways that can go wrong. If that happens, we're going to be there in the moment and we're going to be perfectly aligned in terms of what our outcome is. But I'm not thinking about this. There is only one way. And what a high achiever does is he or she falls absolutely emotionally in love with whatever that dream is. Because when you feel emotionally attached to it, there's no way that you can be unbiased. When the last time you were in love with someone was also a moment where you were as biased as you could possibly be towards this person, right? And it's the same for high achievers. They fall in love with what it is they're trying to achieve. They make it personal on such a degree that there is no other thing. When you're talking with them, it's like the Steve Jobs reality distortion field. There is only one path. There is only one way. And every single time I'm thinking about it, I'm better fleshing that out, right? So high achievers only focus on victory. They only focus on why this is essential, and they galvanize towards that. They orient towards that. Number 2, high achievers know what they want, and they do not settle. Right? If I know that it is time for me to land that C-suite role, there is no senior director role on planet Earth that is going to do that. Or if I know that what I want is I've been marginalized at this company for 4 years, there is no salary, there's no replacement for impact right now. That has to be there. And all I'm thinking about, all I'm building out are all of the ways in which that has to happen. All of the ways that the status quo no longer work for me. I'm building out on those belief patterns. I'm stacking on those ideas. I'm making sense. I'm actually putting, one of the greatest tests of faith of how badly you want something. Are you willing to simply put pen and paper on it? If I were to ask you right now, right? What do you want? What is the highest expression of what you want right now? Are you willing to write down 25, 30, 50, 60, 80 reasons why? Are you willing to write down 60, 80, 100 reasons why you will not settle? Why this is absolutely unsustainable for you, your loved ones, your family? Are you willing to do that? Because if not, you don't deserve it, right? You got to know this better than anybody else. You got to have this thought out. And I don't care if you write it out, print it out, and literally use it as a reference point for every conversation you have, right? But build on that. Know what it is that you are after. Know why it's important. And do not settle, right? Don't buy into this thing of, hey, what's the least you're ever going to accept in a role? What's your lowest range? Buddy, if you're starting a conversation with me on that, the exit is right over there. Straight up. I'm not taking time away from my family and my kids to have bullshit conversations like that. Doesn't work in my universe. Now, you want to talk about impact? You want to talk about that? Let's go. But we got to be on that same page. There is no downward sloping there, okay? Number 3, high achievers, okay? They visualize and they meditate on their future state and their future state outcomes every single day. It is like brushing your teeth. It is like taking out your contacts at the end of the day. And what happens? I wear contacts. When I forget, oh, Lord, right? I wake up in the middle of the night and it's like eyes are crusted over. You immediately feel the negative effects of that, right? How are you going to safeguard against that? Every single day when you're getting ready, when you're making coffee, when you're moving forward through your life. Express that degree of gratitude and focus on what is my life going to look like once I've achieved this? What are all of the ways my life is going to shift? What are all of the ways, material, spiritual, emotional, mental, peace of mind, otherwise, all of the ways this needs to happen? And I want to be able to see, touch, and taste that life so that that future state version can start informing what I'm about. He or she can start saying, hey, it's all right. You're closer than you think. You're just a few changes away. You can start doing this right now, right? So I got to know that. It's got to be more than just a pipe dream. If all it is a job title, I'm never going to get there because that's not enough. I don't know anyone who's willing to go above their personal limitations just because they got a fancy, 3 acronym title next to them. It's got to be about more than that, right? Again, make it personal, make it habitual, make it something you're thinking about every single day. The more that dream becomes real, the easier it's going to be for you to take the actions of the man or woman who has already accomplished it. And that is one of the biggest secrets that high achievers know that nobody else seems to. Okay, you got to change the universe in yourself first. You got to become that future state version first, and only then will the facts on the ground go. Anything less is basically saying, hey, pick me, somebody give me a chance. Sorry, last time I checked, we don't live in that universe. No one's here to give you a chance. No one's here to take a risk on you. You need to take that bet on yourself first and make that shift. Here's the last one. Do the most important thing at the very start of each day. Do the scary. That one thing. You got 50 things on your to-do list, right? But there's one that terrifies you. Do the thing that terrifies you. Just when you're just waking up, before everything is perfect, in that imperfect state, the very first thing, make it the most terrifying. And get into the habit of doing that every single day. And watch how quickly things bloom. Look, here's the truth. 90% of the things that we do on a day-by-day basis, doesn't matter. You're not even going to remember it a week from now, let alone a month from now. So what are we getting bent out of shape for when it comes to that? Focus on the, ooh, that's scary. Ooh, I don't know if I could do that. That's aggressive. I've never done that before. These are all signs. That's the one. That's the one that you need to focus on right now. And just rip the Band-Aid off. Have a bias for action. Because when it comes to getting ahead, actions and cumulative action is worth so much more than perfection and execution. Execution and perfection are nothing compared to someone who has a bias for outcomes and action, okay? So keep moving down that path. If this makes sense, the next place for you to go to, helloanish.com, HELLOANISH.com. You will know exactly what I'm talking about when you hop over there, all right? It is free, it is meant to help you, and it is meant to help you on this journey and get where you're going that much faster, all right? Guys, keep the questions coming. Love that. Keep the engagement coming. Follow me. All right, keep this journey going. All right, have a wonderful rest of the day. Talk soon.